Good day to all inderesTV listeners and viewers. Enento publishes Q1 report today, and on this video we will discuss that with the CEO, Jeanette Jäger. Welcome, Jeanette.
Thank you.
So we could start off with the Q1 numbers. So what were the highlights of Enento's Q1?
I would say that the highlights of our Q1 was connected to that we had a high share of revenue connected to new services, and also that we supported our profitability both with new services, but of course also with a tight cost control, so that our efficiency program is making results in that.
The Swedish environment has been difficult, but you mentioned that the market environment has gone worse in Finland as well. So is it mostly the consumer inside business affected, and the business inside is more flat? Or can you open up this dynamic a little bit?
Yes, I would say that what we see is that we have an effect on the consumer insight area as well in Finland. Though I would like to underline, because you might have the interpretation that the positive credit register 1st of April might be the one affecting it, but that is not the case. It's actually, again, the macro, and it's again how the macro is affecting I would say the market, both that the lenders have lower profitability, they are cost conscious, looking at their business models, which is actually making an effect on the decrease of volumes for us, not to be actually compared with how it looks in Sweden, because then we have another dynamic, and not to be compared either with the in connection to the Finnish positive credit register. Then when it comes to business insight, yes, we do have an effect on business insight as well from the macro, but I would also like to raise that when we are looking at the first quarter now here, we have of course also had Finnish strike, or maybe even strikes, and that has as well affected, I would say, the transactions level in Finland in general.
How big effect did these strikes have? Are you able to tell?
I'm afraid I would love to answer, but it is a very difficult question to answer, because that is not really measurable from our side either. So we can see that it has an effect, but the size of it is difficult to say anything about.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the Danish and Norwegian businesses. So how are they affected by the market environment, and how are they performing overall?
Yeah, Norway and Denmark keep on growing on very nice levels. So in that sense, you would say that the macro and also the services that we have provided has done very well under the circumstances. So in short, we are doing well. We continue to grow in Norway and Denmark.
So you talked about the positive credit register already a little bit. So could you open up, that was started in April, so could you open up Enento's role in this, and what is your offering after this change?
Yes, so we have now the Finnish positive credit register opening up from 1st of April. And what we have done, and I really like to salute our people, they have been looking into how can we now adapt, making sure that we actually take the Finnish positive credit register into our offering, but that we still continue to add on top of that offering with our decision services, with our intelligence. So what we have been now offering the market, and the market has positively accepted, is that they integrate the positive credit register via us. And by doing that, they can also continue to also take part of our data and our, we call it intelligence, meaning the decision, and also future, we will also see scoring based on this. So all in all, a very good development.
Since the register was launched in April, I imagine it's quite hard to say what are the effects, but can you open up anyway? Has it affected your demand?
Yes, I would say that at this point what we see is that we can see that it is most probably a flattish development all in all. So early to say, as you said, 1st of April, and here we are in late April, but still So the only thing we can say at this point is we expect flattish, and we have done well when it comes to actually attracting the customers to integrate via us. We have not only kept all customers, we have actually also attracted new ones.
Then talking about the outlook, you still didn't give a guidance for this year due to low visibility. Can you comment anyhow, have your internal visibility gone any better since Q4? Or how should the investors read this, that you don't have a guidance?
I would say that we do still have low visibility for the same reasons as we had the last quarter. And we still need to see that the potential light in the tunnel now is actually coming from good, nice predictions to realizing into, for example, interest rates decline, when, how much, which also in next phase means that it affects also both consumer and business confidence in how the market development goes. When we see that, then it adds to the picture so that we feel more confident about the future. Now, I think we should also still remember that we have seen now during the last quarters quite an extensive change for the Swedish market. I call it a consolidation, where we have seen lenders leaving the market, where we have seen change in broker usage. We have actually also have fraud as one of the reasons, also in addition to the macro, which has also affected the usage of the volume and also the willingness to take in new customers. So all in all, it has been definitely a time of change. And I think that now we need to see how this continues or develops in Q2 before we give any outlook on that one. And of course, we want to keep also we want to keep to an outlook that we give, and that it is an outlook that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think it is fair reasons behind why we aren't there yet.
Yeah, earlier you mentioned that you see some slight optimism for H2.
Yeah.
Do you still hold on to this view?
Yes, I do. I mean, I think that all of us in different forums, of course, in the financial areas and also all of us are by the news being shared that we could anticipate a potential first interest rate decline maybe before or after summer. But then in addition to that, what we should remember is exactly what I said. We should also look into what does it bring when it comes to the confidence among consumers and business. Will they have the confidence to start acting upon investments or credits or etc. as a consequence of that? That is what makes the difference.
All right. Thank you for your answers, and I hope you all the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. Thank you.